Let's talk about our final couple, and I want to spend like less than 10 minutes on this. So, the couple that I left out was Tim and Alex. And for me personally, I never got from Alex that she was head over heels into Tim. I thought Tim seemed more attracted and into Alex. The way this relationship crumbled, it's still shocking though, because I feel like a lot of these contestants, as much as you could clearly see through their body language that they're not vibing with the person they chose due to whatever reason. Maybe they've noticed some personality icks that they don't like, or some pet peeves that they found this person has that they don't like. But some of them still want to push through to the end. I don't know if it's because of screen time that will probably translate to them being influencers, or if it has to do with production pushing them to make it to the end. I don't know what it is, but a lot of them want to see through. And my thing about it is, if from the bat you don't quite connect to the person for whatever reason, why drag it out? Like, I feel like it would be even worse to reach at the altar and for one of you guys to say, I can't marry you. That's even worse. So if it's nipped in the bud before that day, then I don't see a problem with it. Now, we all saw the situation with Alex, the thing about supposedly she covering his mouth and shushing him, and various things that people claim Alex, the dirty house, and various things people, was bashing Alex about. Alex came and clarified and said she didn't physically put her hands on Tim, but she suggested to him that maybe he should be quiet or something of that sort. And the messy house, she was explaining that she was like donating some things and doing some things. Either way it goes, they never seemed compatible to me. But what really bothered me was them going to the extent of including parents into their uncertainty. That's one thing I don't like about the show, because it's already, everything is happening so quickly, and you don't know the person doesn't really know you, and then you're supposed to bring parents, which is such a serious move, into the situation. Like, that to me, they need to cut that off. Like, they need to cut that aspect off. Don't put these people's parents in this pappy show, in this chaos. So what really hurt me with Alex's dad was, this man clearly is suffering health wise, and to bring this man out here to engage in this foolishness is upsetting, because he gave away his daughter. He gave Tim permission to be with his daughter, all for it to end a couple days later because of things that seemed petty. Now, Tim, when he was discussing why he no longer wanted to be with Alex, he mentioned the fact that she fell asleep while his parents, you know, came 10 hours, a 10-hour trip to their location to meet her. He thought it was disrespectful that she slept for an hour after speaking with them for 4 hours. And people felt like that's not a big deal. I mean, can't people sleep? Can people take a rest? But as someone rightfully said, there's always the last straw. And the last straw always seems like it's something little. But for some people, they've had to endure so much. And that one thing you did, as small as it may seem, is what ends up being the deciding factor in terms of whether the person continues with that relationship or ends it. Some people have broken up with other people for less. But I feel like the fact that he spoke to the dad and the dad gave him his only daughter, I feel like people, I guess, hoped that he would fight harder. Alex thought he would fight harder for the relationship. But I guess he didn't have it in him. And when he was speaking to his parents, you could tell that the mom, specifically, because the mom sees a lot of herself in Tim. And the mom is essentially saying that she's not perfect. Nobody is perfect. You kind of have to decide what exactly you would want to deal with for the person you love. And some things, nobody's gonna be a complete match for you. There's things that you're gonna have issues with, and it's a matter of how much do you want this relationship, how much do you want to fight for this person. And clearly he was just at his wits end. Like, him and Alex are just not compatible. What he's seen of Alex, he wouldn't be able to live with in regards to something as permanent and serious and legal as a marriage. And you know what? I respect the man for determining that this is not gonna work and ending it there. I prefer this than him going on to the wedding day and deciding there with her parents and his parents in attendance that he didn't want to be with. I feel like that would be more horrible. And that's it. Like, I cannot, and people are so angry with Tim. I can't be mad at Tim for deciding that there's things that he's just unwilling to tolerate from Alex. According to his perspective, he feels like he sacrificed a lot. He did things that he would otherwise not do to accommodate her and her wants. And I feel like at some point he felt like it's not worth it for him. And these decisions are individual decisions based on your own criteria. Me as a viewer cannot criticize you for making a decision that is seemingly petty when I don't know his life. I don't know what she's done. Because you guys see the show, they cut off a lot of these people's conversation. There could have been a lot more context to why he made his decision, right? And I feel like somebody rightfully said, no, I shouldn't say they rightfully said it, but I kind of agree with the perspective. Neither one of these people liked each other. I don't think Alex liked him, and I don't think he liked Alex. But I feel like the villain is always the one that steps up and decides to end the relationship. So there's a lot of bravery attached to being the one to step up and decide for both of them that this is not gonna work. Because I feel like for some people, they prefer to live in delusion, or they want to wait it out for them to be the one to make the decision. And I just cannot be upset at Tim for deciding that this was just not gonna be for him. I understand people being angry because after speaking to her dad, then you should have been a bit more serious about working things through. But if he felt like he couldn't, that's his decision to make. And maybe at the time Alex saw it as a punch in the gut, but I'm pretty sure long term she's come to reflect and realize that they would not be good together. So that's that. What else do I have to say about the situation? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. In regards to Alex and her messy home, I can relate. But the difference is, if I know cameras are gonna be coming to my home, I would clean up. I would clean up. And people were mentioning the fact that she's always sleepy and maybe she's depressed because they're tying in the messy home and the need for sleep as being depressed. Perhaps, but I'm no psychologist, so I don't know. And somebody also said, well, her family has the degenerative neurological disorder. I forgot what it was. That maybe she is predisposed to that condition, and maybe these are early signs of that condition. I don't know. But I wish both of them the best. And that's all I have to say about the final couple. If you guys have any additional comments about Tim and Alex, let me know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.